security is as important as, so there is like two sides of a coin. If there is a pro, there are cons as well. Is not sustainable, where are we going to go?
Right.
And even if you know about, there's a fact that quite like 20 around 23 questions chat gpt consumes up to 250 ml.
First of all, welcome to our podcast, and I would like to thank you on behalf of the cell committee for taking out your time and accepting our invitation to come over here. It really means a lot to us.
Thank you for having me here. I think I might be able to help most of them today, and as much as possible, with whatever knowledge I have. Definitely, I'm also on a learning path, but definitely we can take upon things.
Yeah, we are very eager and excited for this meet. Introduction first.
Surely.
I'm Sanika Desai, and I'm studying in the first year of IAQS, and even I am a member of the cell committee. So, for our audience, I would like to introduce our guest, Miss Prakruti Mukul. So, Prakriti is a highly qualified individual with expertise in engineering, management, and a focus on aerospace and defense sectors. As a project coordinator at Gujarat Student Startup and Innovation Hub, she organizes and manages projects related to innovation and entrepreneurship in Gujarat. Her design patent for an all terrain vehicle component showcases her problem solving abilities and innovation. Prakriti is driven by a passion to make a positive impact in her professional field. And there was this one thing which made me very curious as
Hmm.
to like as I've read you've completed your engineering and then did your management studies. So I'm
Yes.
very eager as to how this shift in domain was and how was the overall journey for you.
So, if I start from my engineering segmentation, I first did my. I'm an aeronautical engineer. I basically used to design airplanes, and I did take part in multiple aero modeling workshops and all those things as well. So I did had a good time there, but then I understood that I'm more of a people's person. I take management as a whole thing together, rather than just engineering more focused. So then why not taking into the segmentation? And then an opportunity that came to my doorstep was being having a defense management degree. So that was something new that has been started in our like Gujarat University. So yeah, then I took that segmentation and it wasn't that difficult. So understanding the background and understanding all those things uh, was way more helpful to me and for the company that I would be probably going into as well.
So we can say that you being a people's person and being so proactive in management was what that led you to join the Gujarat Student Startup and Innovation Hub.
No, I understood that the growth of the startup ecosystem is there now and a
Hmm.
bloom is there. So definitely I was more inclined towards that and I wanted to be a part of it. And that what triggered me to take an internship while I was doing my MBA. So that was the journey out of it, and the vision, definitely the vision of I Hub Gujarat has taken me out of what the actual vision and the visionary people inside there has made me understand that it's not just the startup, it's more than that, it's the economy that would be blooming and booming out of it. So it's just those small things that would be helping on a larger scale, and that too on the very early basis, like students would be taking part or students would be encouraged more to be like their journey would be way more helpful to them.
Okay, so as you mentioned, ki how it would be great for students to start with this journey. So, what, according to you, are the certain qualities that make a successful entrepreneur?
uh be they have to be very patient. This journey, entrepreneurship journey, is not at all a very easy journey. uh there'll be ups and downs, there will be people, there will be uh people would be coming, you have to be very motivated. You have to means there will be times where you will be feeling that this things is not working, I just don't want to do it. Self motivation is necessary. Leadership quality is one of the things that I believe an entrepreneur should have. Then definitely work style ethics. We do believe that we can work from anywhere, work from home, but the work style ethics is one of those things that I believe that, and definitely the passion and the passion is what their vision that they want to work upon. So these are the few things that they should take care of while taking forward things. Yes.
Correct. Also, you just mentioned about hardships and how in every no path is like completely easy, and not
Mhm.
everything works according to you every time. So
Mhm.
again, in your journey, was there a time when you wanted to just give up on your work, but you still kept doing it anyway?
Yeah, there are those days where I feel that no, it's not happening today. But taking a step back, thinking, and again going back to like zero, and thinking why it is not working is actually helping. People do tell that why take a deep breath, why do things like that, but actually it does help. You do feel frustrated why things don't work, why I am not able to be successful in this, but and why they are doing. The comparison between other people is one of the basic things, a human tendency that we all are facing. So yeah, that is also one of the things that keeps me hindering that, but yeah, at the end of the day we bring ourselves back and we start working on ourselves.
What do you think, Yafir? Do you can you explain the key components of a thriving startup ecosystem?
Key components would be, uh, I'll suggest, as much as possible, celebrate the success stories, not only the fundings, that the startup has got this much funding, that this startup is doing, is on this valuation, or they have turned the unicorn. Not only that celebration, but celebrating their small stories, such as they have partnered with some new organizations, they have come up. Then again, this is one of the things, success stories. Then there is, we if we talk about times where policymakers are taking it up in their hand, like if we talk about iHub. So
Hmm.
iHub is taking the initiative to help startups or student startups, basically the student entrepreneurs, or even the matured entrepreneurs as well, to take this path of an career forward and working upon themselves. So that this is also one of the things that can be taken upon. Yes.
Alright. What are the challenges, especially which are faced by startup ecosystem? Like as you mentioned that it is a very
So
important factor to have a regulatory support.
ecosystem, in the start, lack of awareness, that is lack of awareness and lack of knowledge is one of the things that I have come across. There is a policy of like innovation policy in Gujarat, and like I'll tell you, I'll be like there have been done like multiple awareness programs have been done, but still I find some people from outer states of Gujarat, like they are still not knowing that there is an innovation policy. Innovation policy is there only in Gujarat, but out from outside of Gujarat there is no such place. Now Kerala is having their own, but they were not having their innovation policy. So that is lack of knowledge, lack of awareness. The first thing they come and say, we didn't knew about this. uh, like these things also happen over here in Gujarat. So yeah, these are some of the things. Then I talk about funding. As we
Hmm.
know, that 2023 is into the so-called inflation, and we are going down, and the typical, the soft bank that we have seen, the soft bank going down. So winter funding, there's a winter season here, but still we India is way more good in that. India is not facing that right now, but definitely there will be times uh, people would be going, but that is one of the reason. Funding can also be a part that is hampering or the challenging as of now. And we, like last 2020 2022 was last unicorn that has come upon. That's Express B, I think so. I can be wrong. I might be, the numbers might be changing. The Express B had was the unicorn that was coming. So we have
Hmm.
seen unicorns floating across in the year 21, 22, but now in 23 we are not seeing any unicorns. So that is also a barrier. People are facing problems still there, and changes in policies. As I said, the blockchain and the cryptocurrency, no rules are there, no regulations are there. So till those regulations come upon, yeah, things would be a little difficult for them.
Since the entrepreneurship has been so much in boom in India currently, so what do you think are some of the emerging trends or technologies that you think will significantly impact the startup ecosystem?
So there are around 5 to 6 I might naming. One is AI. The chat GPT thing has come upon like anything, and every other person is taking it on upfront. Then we talk about cybersecurity. As we see that as much as possible, the data is increasing in the market. There has been problems with the privacy leak, data leakage, and all those things. So cybersecurity is as important as, so there is like two sides of a coin. If there is a pro, there are cons as well. So cybersecurity, then sustainability and clean technology over everything. If we are not, if the earth is not sustainable, where are we going to go?
Right.
And even if you know about, there's a fact that chat gpt to generate 20 to 23 quite like 20 around 20 23 questions, chat gpt consumes up to 250 ml water every question. So we know how much upon like 1 million users are already there. So these are one of the facts, like the world is also not taking that upon. Then I talk about biotechnology. If you, like, you guys are from Bombay, if you ever get time, do visit IIT Bombay. There they have an incubation center that specifically work upon for biotechnology and healthcare innovation startups, and you will find patented technology that are working in that segment. And they are very friendly people. You can go and ask them. They can help you understand. You can get more case studies from there as well. Then one of my own field, that is drone technology. We have seen that as the aviation minister has said that by 2023 or 24 we would 25, 23, 24, 25 would be the year of drones logistics. People would be working upon it as much as possible, and I have seen multiple startups in that segmentation: IoT, blockchain, cryptocurrency, machine learning, artificial intelligence. All these things are there. So these are few of those top top 5 to 10 that I would recommend once.
Also, about AI, like recently we've been hearing about a lot of layoffs because of the introduction of AI. So,
Mhm.
apart from the environmental hazards that it causes, how will it be affecting the startup ecosystem? Or will there be any harm caused by AI due to it?
It's definitely a like a personal question for any
Right.
startup. If there are startups working with AI and without AI as well, and lack of awareness is also there. There is an AI engineering also coming up specifically. So AI is the new thing, but still adaptability is little less in India. Still we took a lot of time from shifting from brick and mortar to online shopping, and still we believe in a brick and mortar store as well. So it will take time, but yeah, people needs to be skilled more, needs to brush upon every now and then, so they need to know how to use their AI. Yes.
Yes. Also, so how can a startup ecosystem like that attract and retain talented entrepreneurs and innovators?
How can so like how to retain the talented entrepreneur in your company? It is definitely the vision. People have joined startups, ed tech startups. When there was a COVID wave, people would be joining Baiju and all those organization at a package of like lakhs. with a freshers joining in the package of lakhs. And when they see the layoffs, they didn't had that much amount of knowledge, they didn't had that much amount of practice with them, and then and sudden layoff, they are left with nothing. So it, and that is one of the thing, that if the person was not joining the organization for the vision or the vision, they won't be sustaining it. So having such a person, that skill talented person that wants to align with your vision, is one of the important thing to be taken upon forward. CRM based startups. So these are few of the startups. So they are almost tech based, but when it comes to India, India is making it large. We are going exporting large. We are trying to, as much as possible, indigenize things in India. If I talk about defense also, so in India, defense has started indigenizing. Definitely, there are some things that still are not in our hands, but small things, like if I talk about those jackets, those boots, or the armor, the resistance, and all those things in defense segmentation are being indigenized. So yeah, India, in comparison to Australia, is way more ahead in startup ecosystem. Whereas if I talk about uh, India in overall, so Ahmedabad still is not in the like top five. Top five is obviously the Gurgaon, the Bangalore, and Chennai, Bombay, Delhi, and all these are in the tops. And and that's obvious also, because there are some reasons they have been there. The tech teams are there. We see IBM's is there. We see all the tech companies are there in Bangalore. We see VC firms, angel investors are there more, and the culture of entrepreneurship is more over there rather than in Ahmedabad in Gujarat. But yeah, we are also in one of the places, and we don't have that much amount of unicorns from Gujarat, but definitely we have few of them. So yeah, we will be there soon, sooner or later. But yeah, we are all same, running for the same journey, same aim. Is for the growth of the nation. That's it.
Correct. Again, one of the major important factors for any startup is the funding, the investment. So,
Mhm.
what are those factors which investors consider when evaluating startups within an ecosystem?
See, I'll be honest. Venture capitalists can be going according to their requirements of the market. So
Correct.
if I talk about, there is a startups working in the AI segmentation, then definitely they will be more inclined, or the market is for AI. They will be wanting to invest in an AI by hook or by crook. So there is no I behind that. But definitely we can see fundings are there, people do fund. But when I talk about my own segmentation, like defense, there is specifically a policy called, not policy, but an organization or an institute have been started by defense ministry, that's called IDEX. So IDEX helps all the ministries, like all the startups in the defense segmentation, aerospace segmentation, to grow. So definitely there are fundings, government fundings are there. There are VCs, there are angel investors, there are government grants. If I talk about Startup India Seed Fund grant, that grant gives you like a grant for 50 lakh rupees is there. That's totally on depend, basically it's on equity basis or debt basis. So there are multiple things. Gujarat itself has few grants that are free of debt and free of equity, and we give up to like 30 lakh rupees. So there are some tranches that for idea you get 2.5 lakhs, for your prototyping or POC stage level startups get up to 10 lakhs. Then from then onwards, for making yourself an MVP, then you get a grant for 30 lakh rupees grant, and then definitely you can go for, so up to 1 CR you can get a grant easily in Gujarat.
So while raising the funds, like while deciding what to go for equity or to go with the debt, I believe that debt is something which puts you more in a restrictive position because of your debtors. So is it generally preferred for the starting entrepreneurs to raise their funds via debt?
I'll go with debt rather than going
Okay.
for equity, because you are already early into you're already very early. People easily dilute their 5, 10, 20, 25% just for 10 lakh rupees, and that gives them no like very ridiculous valuation, and at the end of the day you are losing some amount of your equity. So as much as possible, try not taking equity,
Hmm.
or equity based things. Try as much as possible debt. Try as much as possible, if I talk about friend, for the early, very early stage ideation, try friends and family first, rather than going for debt, or rather than going for directly vcs won't definitely won't consider you so early, but yeah, there will be time they will be considering.
Okay. So what challenges do you face as a project coordinator in managing the projects?
So currently what we had faced, that people were not aware. So we had one project that was called Startup Student Grant, in which we gave grant up for POC level grant for 10 lakh rupees grant. So we have to get around 150 teams or startups to get that fund. And we saw that there is people are not aware about it. People are telling, are you seriously going to give us that much grant? Are you sure? Is it's just pitching, nothing else is there? So yeah, there are few things that needs to be considered. We did face problems, like people don't know how to make their own pitch decks. They're very, I won't say pathetic would be a very bad word, but I'll say they definitely, they're not from business level. They are from that background, like techie background, or from a non-managemental side, so they don't know what market fit product is, what is MVP, what is stam sam som is there, uh, are we even like what is my ROI and all those things, they don't know. But that was a challenging task for us to make them understand all these things, sitting with each 150 teams across only Gujarat. I'm just talking about Gujarat, 150 teams. So it was a hell lot of a challenge, plus due diligence, as government organization is there. Due diligence is also one of the things that we face. But yeah, we are okay with that as well.
Again, so with every project there might be some different set of problems, if there's some new problems which you might have not thought about in the
Hmm.
earlier. So are there any go-to strategies of yours while facing those?
Every time we face something new, like so basically one of those are those are operational wise, there is nothing as such huge ones. But if I talk about go to strategies to bring these people to us, uh, were were not also, there were not as much challenges. There were only challenges how to portray it well, that things don't go haywire. But definitely they were okay for us. There was nothing as such problem for us.
Okay, so till date, which according to you was the most remarkable project you worked on or the most remarkable idea, and what was the wow factor, that made it remarkable?
So there are multiple drone startups. I can't definitely I can't name them. It falls in the policy, but definitely there are multiple drone startups that are working in logistics. They are working in making some 5G enabled drones. They are working in segmentation of uh, as I know, surveillance. There are underwater robotics are there. There are surveillance of VIP. Like legitimately, I know a startup that is working for the PMO office, and they are taking care of the surveillance required. Then one of the startup I know is working on variables, variables that can defense variables that can be taken to a certain level, where you can see in the Siachen where the degrees goes down up to like 50 minus 50 or something like that. So they have made those variables by nanotechnology use. So all these things are there, so there are multiple of them. Yes.
All right. Like, what do you think that, like, is there any particular sector which you feel that there should be more innovation in that sector, or there is much scope for, young people to come into that sector and like start with a startup?
um there every other, I said cybersecurity, this, that, every other is there. But the ones that are close to my heart are aviation, aerospace, UAV. So I am more inclined towards that. Definitely there are FMCG products, there are so many things we are having lack of knowledge about. Ayurvedic things, we don't know. We have come upon like prosthetic legs, uh, 3D printed bones. We have come upon so many things. So medical is one of the sector that is going to go as much as possible. We can go anywhere to moon, we can go to anywhere to Mars, but what if we are not healthy enough to stay here? So yeah, health is one of the things. Yeah, health tech, health care, as much as possible. We know prosthetic legs have been come upon. We have seen people making those. Now you might have seen those teeth, invisible teeth braces are there. So they are
Correct.
that the most innovatives and innovations are coming upon in that segmentation, and I think that there is a requirement of that.
Okay, so since you've dealt with so many startups, like, could you share some of your insights or lessons learned from the experiences of your startup ecosystem?
Lessons learned is patience, patience over everything. I have seen startups coming to me because we work with the policies, and every other day they call that, when will I get the grant, when will I get the money? They are lacking of patience a lot. So patience is one of the things that they need to definitely inculcate in themselves. Then there is adaptability to change. They don't change easily, that yeah, this is my model, I will work upon it. They need to understand it, that the market does not require your product. You need to work upon yourself,
Correct.
or you need to change your product with respect to the market, and there is nothing wrong with that. Then definitely team people are wanting a good package, and I understand, I also would wish for the same. But a team would be as much as required, or as much as good, if they are into their vision and the mission of team. If you know about Zerodha,
Yeah,
Zerodha does not have a single IIT or IIM employee in their company. So you understand, they are working so much upon only scaling people.
correct.
Why would anyone join an
Exactly.
IIM for a good package? At the end of the day, it's later
Absolutely.
on they do understand that the life is way more like broader than just a package. But definitely then risk taking, some of them are very risk taking, that is the reason why they are into this augment this career. But yeah, less of them are risk taking, they want to be on the softer side. uh, then there is, they want it to be more centric to themselves rather than customer centric. So they need to understand their market, need to understand their customers, needs to talk to their customer. Networking is networking, they
Wow.
need to understand that. uh, and the last one would be considering creating value over valuation. So just don't run behind valuation, think behind what value can be created out of it.
And like, since networking and making people aware about your product, about what you're doing is equally important.
Hmm.
So, like, how can even startups promote diversity and inclusion within the ecosystem, and why is it important?
uh, as in you are like wanting that they in their product wise, services wise, or
Yeah,
uh,
within the ecosystem or within the product wise, the to create diversity, to create how to, like, making sure that how your product can be more diversific, like
start small,
diversified.
start lean. I'll be honest with that. Lean functioning is one of those things that people don't understand. Lean, you don't need a big office to have your own startup. You don't always need. You can only work from a small desk from home. Not home, definitely. It becomes your comfort level. But lean is lean approaching. Start with the communities that you work with, or just sell your products within your like household. Like you go, if you have a like FMCG, just for an example, you have an
Mhm.
FMCG product, go and sell it to your 10 friends, get a customer review back from them. If they say yes, the product is nice, this can be changed upon, work upon it. If no changes are required, then go to next 20 people, next 30 people. Grow as much as possible for making yourself MVP ready. Be like lean as much as possible, cut down on your expenses. You don't need to like as we see, the as they get funding, they start those are very high end startups. I'm not talking about them, but when they get funding, they think that yeah, I can buy an Audi, I can buy this, I can buy, I'll be billionaire, I'll call myself I have a multi-billion organization in my hand. But at the end of the day, they started it lean.
Correct.
I'm you might have known about, as you are from all the same generation of the reel segmentation, you might have heard a story has been lingering upon a reel that I think Aman Gupta had said that when he used to be when he was starting early, he at those days he sent his wife to make people understand the
And
demand. You might have seen
yeah,
that
yeah,
thing, her
correct.
wife, the demand and the supply goes hand in hand. So those small things, creating your own marketing ideas, creating those strategies, understanding your finances, stay sticking to your financials from the day one. Like we say like ये सब देखा जाएगा बाद में, but we it is very well said that at when you come to a level, certain level, you won't be able to make it, or you won't be able to handle them well. So yeah, definitely. And don't be like in first few years when you are creating your MVP, at that time definitely you can be handling upon, you are only the first salesperson of your product, or you are only the first financials. At that stage it's totally okay, but when you grow, you need a specifically dedicated person for that. But yeah, with time anyone will understand that.
Yeah, so we can say that these small steps are, in a way important to reach the pinnacle of success.
Yes, small steps only would take you forward.
Correct. So again, how does the availability of co-working spaces and infrastructure impact the startup ecosystem as a whole?
Co-working space truly does not matter. In Bangalore, we have seen a cafe pitching. On each table, there are 3 to 4 tables where everyone would be pitching for their own startups. So, co-working space is just a new hype. It
Mhm.
does not require. If we talk about MSMEs don't have their own like co-working space. They are just hyped upon names. Yeah, definitely you can take upon co-working spaces, you can have your own place, your own group of culture. But once you have a group like 10, 20, a team, a good team is required.
Okay. So, could you share some success stories or examples of startups that have thrived within a particular ecosystem?
So if I talk about Gujarat startup ecosystem, I'll take few names like Apna is it's basically a job profile. It's a unicorn. It has started from Gujarat. So they had started with like they provide blue collar jobs. Like LinkedIn is for the white collar jobs. Apna
Mhm.
is for blue collar job people. and they are doing great. Then definitely there are many of them. If I talk about uh, the already ones in the market, they are doing profitables, like the boat and all those things. Boat, ठीक है, we can go upon with that as well. Then if I talk about few of the personal, when I started in iHub, I came across a startup called Urban Naps. So if you ever come across Ahmedabad and go to Ahmedabad airport, so you get to see those pods where you can actually sleep inside it. So
Okay.
they have made those pods, so they that is also made, or they have got that market access to actually come to the to come and check their market and check upon by the customers and how things can be done. So these are few of the startups I've come across. Definitely there are some startups I know in the drone technology. I definitely can't take names for them, but yeah, these are some of them. Yes.
Okay, so this is going to be a last question. Then we'll keep the panel discussion open for our viewers to ask any questions.
Sure, sure.
Okay, so what advice would you like to give for aspiring entrepreneurs who want to navigate and succeed in a competitive startup ecosystem?
Same, the ones that I said, lean, start lean. You don't require a office or co-working space to work upon everything. Definitely, you can work upon, if you're focused enough, you can work upon a desk and chair, but does not always. You can take a co-working space, no thing. Be aware, like we provide in Gujarat, we provide free co-working space, we provide fundings, we provide networking, that too totally free of cost. So be aware that such things are there in market. Then be MVP ready. Don't fly off your wings until you are MVP ready. Validate your product as much as possible, take customer feedbacks as much as possible, get yourself mentoring each and every monthly basis, fortnight basis, or um, uh, if I talk about, just don't run behind valuation. Get as much as possible, get connected to your communities, local communities, understand what things are there, keep networking, and yeah, all these things are there.
All right, so now we'll leave it up to the audience if they are having any doubts regarding the session.
I had a question. Uh,
Yeah.
so, how do you think a person should balance that, the breadth of skills and the depth of one particular, branch that he needs to know? How can one person balance that and learn on those?
Journey is not easy, definitely. You can be going very wrong in the, and still considering yourself that I am the right person. There will be days, but definitely when it comes upon mentoring, they have to get themselves mentored or talk to people. If you don't talk to people, you won't understand you're going right or wrong. What is the use of just going on like a horse? You're not a horse, you are definitely a person, a human with a brain. Smart working is necessary in this. Get yourself mentored to know. There will be people. So I have a perfect example for that. I met a drone startup. I have met around 40 to 45 startups in the drone segmentation, like personally or virtually, both ways. And there was one startup that I am the only one in whole of the Gujarat, when I am already knowing that there is not the truth. So I have told him on face that you are living in a delusion dilemma. Please come out of it. It is not the only, you are not the only one working in this segment. Please do work upon it. And yeah, so yeah, skilling, mentoring is necessary for them. Mentoring, get yourself mentored, get yourself checked upon every now and then. Get yourself corrected, sit with your customers. FMCG products can definitely, you can sit with your customer and ask, did you like a product? If there is a recurring customer, then definitely it will become like, okay, the customers are coming back, they'll be might be liking the product. What are the feedbacks? Give a feedback form along with your product, and so on. So these are few of the things that comes upon.
And thank you once again for attending the event. And it was really very informative. We really
uh,
enjoyed and became aware of so many different things, various topics, and overall, it was a very edifying session.
I hope I made a little definitely can be from my perspective, but a different perspective is also needed for a day. It's okay to understand a little from others, from your day to day basis lifestyle.
Correct. And it feels so good, when there is such, when we can see that there is such a strong support for young and aspiring entrepreneurs who are ready to provide them with a backup, who are ready to give them the actual support financially, mentally, like on a mentoring basis. It is very good to know that.
Be aware of your background, that's it.
Correct.
Or everything will take place on its own. Be aware, just that. And networking, net worth thing.
Yeah. That is going to be my favorite quote.
Surely. Loved being here.
Yeah. So I guess we'll end up the session now.